Have you ever bought or rented a videotape that wasn't quite right?
You're listening to Truth or...
Get ready, Adelaide. Event Cinemas Marion is bringing you the first ever 4DX cinema in Adelaide. And it's also Australia's biggest. Feel every moment of the action with motion synchronized seats, wind, water, scent, and special effects that put you right in the heart of the movie. 4DX transforms film into an unforgettable multi-sensory experience you cannot get anywhere else. Coming soon, only at Event Cinemas Marion.
It's putting Adelaide on the map. I am so excited for this. And to be Australia's biggest 4DX, wow, this looks exciting. Like, have you ever been to a session like this before?
No, the first thing that comes into my head is like a ride at like Warner Brothers Movie World or something.
Yeah.
I know that back in the day, they did an arbitrary version of this. So on the screen, I think it was John Waters did this. On the screen, you would see a number up in the top corner, and you would have like a scratch and sniff card, and you would sniff or scratch and sniff one when one would come up, and oh yeah, cool. So yeah, but geez, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. Like, look, you wouldn't want to go and see Driving Miss Daisy on it, but I reckon if you were to go and see a movie like Formula One or something pretty, I reckon that's going to be awesome.
I was automatically thinking of Twister, but I'm like, wouldn't they just have like the air exhaust blowing at you nonstop? Like, oh guys, it's too much, it's too much.
And it'd just be an usher walking in with a leaf blower from Bunnings, just stop, the truck top.
I've seen ones in America where they were watching, I don't know which horror movie it was, but they were spraying blood slightly on people, so they came out like drenched in blood, or fake blood, obviously, but I'm down for that. I remember back in the 90s, Warner Brothers Movie World in Queensland, I did attend a session for this cinema they had in there for the Looney Tunes. It was a very short film, 20 minutes maybe, and it was 3D as well, and like Daffy Duck came out with like a squirt bottle and like bubbles flew out the screen and stuff like that. So people would automatically think, oh, I'm going to get drenched in water. No, it's going to be like a light, like a spray bottle, like very, very light. But the rocking seats, when there's lightning, the whole place is going to light up. I think this is going to, like a theme park ride, like you said, is going to be extremely like captivating to bring you into the film more than ever before.
Isn't it nuts how you started off with like stereo? So movies went from mono to stereo, then went to Dolby Surround or 5.1. Now you got Dolby Atmos, which is, tens like speakers all over the place. And that was kind of the start of immersion. And I'm not saying all cinemas are going to turn out like this. They're not. But it really is that one big, all right, you say going to the cinemas might be a little more expensive than just watching Netflix. Sure. So let's give you an experience that is worth that money. And I'm down in Hobart, Tasmania. So not only will we not get 4DX for quite some time, but we probably won't have electricity until then either. So I'm looking forward to coming back to Adelaide, not just to see you, but so we can go here.
Got to get you down for this one. And if you can, create a bootleg version at home. Get someone to stand next to the couch behind the TV, throw a bucket of water at you or something, throw confetti, blow smoke.
Yeah. Everything just smells like the couch. It doesn't matter what you're looking at.
The couch is drenched. Soaking wet couch.
Mate, like, I'm more worried about if they show something like The Abyss. Just the whole cinema.
It's just like you're all going to get snorkels and it's like you're underwater the whole time.
Yeah. That reminds me. So Jaws got a re-release for its 50th anniversary not too long ago, and it did really well. Right? I don't think it was to do with a remaster or anything, right? But it did really well. It was outdoing some of the newer movies. Now, you sent me an email the other day, go to see Toy Story. And it dawned on me at that point, I reckon we are on the verge of an absolute storm of big movies being re-released back in the cinema. And for pure fact, Jaws made millions with no real pre-production costs or production costs or paying the actors or anything like that. So it's basically a ticket to print free money. So yeah, I got to call it right now that come 2026, it is going to be the year of the anniversary screening.
100% agree on seeing retro like classics on the big screen. It's something, especially if you didn't get to see it when it came out back then, if you're too young when it came out, for example, or your mother wouldn't take you to see it because it's Batman and she don't like Batman.
She's a Superman woman.
We went absolutely beyond bonkers viral for the first time with over 2 million views and over 200,000 comments and likes, because I said that the peak of 2025 cinema is with 28 years later, Sinners, Bring Her Back, and Weapons. A lot of people agreed, a lot of people disagreed, but 2 million people seen this post and went absolutely bonkers. And every time I log in, I still see people talking on it, and I posted it a month ago.
Oh my God. I genuinely believe still that 28 years later will be the film of the year. I am worried about, I mean, we'll get to this when the sequels come out, but yeah, I just think any Danny Boyle movie, it's like lining up for a sprint and looking over and seeing Usain Bolt in one of the lanes. You're like, well, at least I'm going to come second, right? So we'll worry about that when we get a bit closer, but I thought that it would have been the fact that I pointed out and got backed up by the movie studio when you spoke to them. The whole 28 Weeks franchise is not a zombie film.
It is a zombie movie.
It's not a zombie movie.
It is a zombie movie.
It's not a zombie movie. It is a viral. Oh, are you playing? Are you playing?
We're playing.
You trifling.
Drop your negativity in the comments below. Let us know if it's a zombie movie or not. But I definitely think movie of the year is going to be a tough contender, and that was pretty easy for me to like pick last year. But this year, there's so many there, like Sinners and Weapons. I was 100% going to say Sinners, and I was going to challenge you with that with 28 Years Later because I love 28 Years Later. But Sinners was really captivating for me. But I went and seen Weapons, and I'm still in awe of what the because I went in that fresh, not knowing what to expect, and those are the best experiences because this film, it starts like, what is going on? Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, and once it hit the third act, it was almost those 2 third acts. It kind of revealed what was going on, and then this other thing happens, which I'm just not going to say, but I was like, again, it's one of those moments where everyone in the cinema was like,
and this is what I love about 2025, is you've got these movies coming out of nowhere that are not what you would normally call going through the system. So they're not relying on tropes, nobody's wearing their plot armor. And not only are people loving it, but so are the critics. So when you've got a movie that's written well, acted well, directed well, it's oversimplifying it, but that's all that it really takes. And every review I have seen for Weapons has been at least
5
a
stars.
4.5 out of 5. Yeah.
It's actually hitting rent to buy on digital on the 19th of September. So I highly recommend checking out Weapons. I think you'll be able to sit through this one. It's not too gruesome. It's got some moments which are a little bit like, I'd say like Paranormal Activity kind of vibe, but not too scary. But yes, Weapons is tough for me to put on like right next to Sinners as movie of the year for me, with 28 Years Later up there as well.
I got to talk about The Naked Gun. Basic, go in, have a laugh, and I mean clever comedy as well. Liam Neeson, who I've been telling everyone for ages, if you've seen him do that Ricky Gervais show, Life's Too Short, where he does a 5-minute stint trying to do comedy, he was born to do this. It is so... You got those throwback feelings, more so than an actual... What would you say? Like, say, a Happy Gilmore that got redone, or a Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, or anything like that. Big late 80s, early 90s vibes, just because of the humor that we haven't really seen since then. It's sharp, it's funny, it's brilliantly acted. It is cheesy, but the most important thing about Naked Gun, I reckon, is that it knows what it is. They don't try and wrap it up in some kind of message, right? And I think while it might not be the best film of 2020, 2025, it's definitely the best value for money.
I had some fun in it, and what I was noticing was it was a very serious film with the jokes like almost played serious to the point that if you didn't get the humor, you'd think it's part of a serious plot.
Yeah.
but then there's parts in here where like the cinema was crickets, but I was in stitches laughing. Like the whole burrito scene where he's like trying to go to the bathroom, like that whole scene. But the payoff to that, and he's like in the corner, he's like, and I had 5 more that day. Yeah, definitely a film for everyone to just have some fun with. The Naked Gun does play tribute to the original and brings back slapstick. So we're all excited to see more of those films in the future. Breakaway, Scary Movie coming, all the rest. Bring it on.
You know, when you think about how many times a week you laugh, like not laugh because it's ironic or laugh because it's cynical, just laugh because something's funny, you know, and the Naked Gun really cashes those checks, wholesale prices too.
Well, next on the big screen I got to check out was Caught Stealing. Now, this one from the directors who brought you Requiem from a Dream, Whale,
The Wrestler. It's just, yeah, we were in a bit of predicament of whether or not this is a comedy or a drama. None of us watched the trailer. We just kind of had some dot points on it because we didn't want to spoil it. But I think everyone was kind of curious with it. But yeah, did you catch this one yet? No, but Darren Aronofsky films are ones that I really want to watch on my own. I'm that person when you go into a cinema, watch a movie, I'm always the person that gets the questions. So she's the one that was in it. And I try, no, they were the one that blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, just stop.
And
you have to be in the zone.
Yeah, and notwithstanding is whatever emotion Darren Aronofsky is trying to get out of you, by God, he will get it out of you. The Wrestler, I think of The Wrestler and I start tearing up. That speech or that monologue at the end, where clearly Mickey Rourke is mirroring his acting career, but he's, you know, in the context of the film. Oh. Yeah, so I haven't seen it, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it, yeah.
Well, it's definitely got that in the film, and I'd call that heart, as long as everything, like The Whale has that. That brought me to tears at the very end, and this film, like, just when you're saying that straight away, like the main guy in Caught Stealing, Austin Butler from Dune 2, I'd say you recognize him from.
Yeah.
Elvis. I generally felt really sad and bad for this guy, like that he couldn't do something that he wanted to do that got taken away from him. And the whole film, I just felt sadder and sadder for him throughout the whole film. Like that's not much of a spoiler. It's just a minor predicament there, but it's a redemption kind of revenge kind of game, and it's a little predictable, but I was hooked. Like, the whole way through it. And the guy's like a former baseball player, and he keeps throwing that in, like, say he's running away from someone, right? And he does like a baseball slide under a bunch of stuff. Like there's just baseball stuff thrown left, right, and center, and I love it. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a cat. The cat we kept talking about is the key. It makes you want a cat at the end. So if you don't have a cat, of course, she's going to get your cat.
Isn't it funny how I'm talking in reference to Darren's other films, The Whale and also The Wrestler, he's that good at extracting a performance out of an actor. He can take somebody that Hollywood has literally given up on and turn them into Academy Award winners. But then when you say, oh, what's Darren Aronofsky's new movie about? Oh, it's a dark comedy thriller thing. You'd be mad not to see it. You know what he can do emotively. What happens when he's being let off the leash, caught stealing? That's what I'd be doing.
Speaking of Hollywood legends that have been given up on, let's give Brendan Fraser another Mummy film. Just don't let him do so many stunts, but we would watch him not doing stunts. Just let him have a gun or something. Bang.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to go crazy.
That's right. He wouldn't mind the Scorpion King being remastered under the one condition that they don't fix up The Rock's PlayStation 2 physique. Hey, look, they tried to shoot for the moon. They landed in Uranus, but they shot for the moon.
No, like when that came out, like I was a massive like WF fan back then, Attitude Era. Like I was ecstatic that The Rock was in movies and big screens.
Yeah,
So I think it was The Mummy Returns first. Yeah, that's the one he was in first before Scorpion King. And they were like, The Rock's only in it for like a minute at the start, but then they're hyping him up all the way to the end. And that moment where The Rock is coming out and, you know, both Imhotep and Rick are fighting and that little like shaking comes and like the Scorpion King's coming out. My Attitude Era wrestling like child was like, I was waiting for The Rock to walk out as The Rock and have a 3-way punch on with Imhotep and Rick and Brendan Fraser. And that reveal of the CGI, I was just like, at the cinema, I was like, where's my main event of WrestleMania? Come on.
Sean held up a sign that said John 3:16 on it just because he thought it was going to go down.
Just imagine that fight though. Imhotep, Brendan Fraser, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like actually fighting without that CGI mess. That would have been absolutely amazing.
It would be good.
Next on the big screen, Primitive War. This film was filmed and done by an Australian director in Australia, Queensland, somewhere in the Gold Coast. Had a chat with the director. I mean, the film's actually based off a comic book that he seen online where a dinosaur was fighting a military person, and he's like, let's do that.
Because this is about dinosaurs, we've been conditioned to think of dinosaur cinema as being Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And every iteration of it. Now, what happens if you take away writers that are just trying to follow on from a story? When you've got a movie that doesn't have the budget of a big Jurassic movie, what are you left with? And I think if there is one thing that saves this movie, Primitive War, from going straight to DVD, as they say, is that it's a fresh take. You really do need to get rid of the Jurassic Park format, for lack of a better term. It's a bit like pirate movies. So pirate movies came in, and then everybody's doing like pirate movies and Napoleon. And prior to that, you had Lord of the Rings. So then you got these like sweeping epic fantasies, and then 300 kicked off. So then you've got all these other movies like Troy. And so this is not that. This is not like seeing Jurassic Park go, we'll have a slice of that cheesecake. Thank you very much. For not having much of a budget, it looks good, man. It looks really good. They've really put a lot of time and energy into like the look and the style of the film.
There's a couple of flaws with the film, I would say, that did almost lose me at the first half, was just the setup. A little boring. Some of the dialogues were it seemed like the dialogues almost were like their second take on it. Like they weren't really, they're just like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot what I was going to say, but we're going to do that. It just wasn't the feel, but if you're watching it and feeling the same way, wait till the third act. Like the third act in some of these films, like Primitive War in the third act has done something Jurassic Park has not done. And Primitive War did it freaking bonkers, crazy, and unbelievably perfect.
It's a big call. Think we could give dinosaur movies a rest for a while.
It seems like everyone kind of does what everyone's doing. Like when Armageddon came out, Deep Impact followed. It's like everyone's like, oh, what are they doing over there? I was like, I can do that better than them.
Deep Impact and Armageddon, they were being written at the same time. So someone had someone else's mail on that for sure. But yeah, it's like I was saying before, there's a Catalyst and there's a whole bunch of others there.
Yeah, it's fine because some people would like to have more of that. Like, for example, when I watched Predator, Killer of Killers, I can't wait for Badlands now. And so if there was 100 other Predator movies, I'd be high on watching more of them. But anyway, yes, seeing a different spin on dinosaur movies is great. And especially when it comes to a different spin on war movies, like another great war movie that had a great spin on it, which actually had one of the best setups straight away, is Overlord. I don't know if you've seen that one, J.J. Abrams produced. Starts off in the plane, and then within like the first 5 minutes you're hooked because the planes are all exploding. It's like J.J. Abrams is probably the best at setting up and paying off stories. One of my favorite directors.
And killing Star Trek.
No. Star Trek Into Darkness is perfect.
Oh,
absolutely perfect.
Okay, look, Into Darkness, yes, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch really earned his stripes in
Yes.
that film as Khan. No problem at all. Just don't, I'm not going to go into Star Trek, but go back to like the original TV series, the composure Kirk and Spock had, right? There was no bickering. The respect that the Enterprise fleet had for their superiors, right? In this one, I know, look, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I just think I think they took too much liberty in bringing it in. But
I think my argument here is, and Star Trek fans can boycott me for this, is I never watched the TV show ever, all the other movies. I was aware of them. So so when I went into Star Trek, well, actually I went into Star Trek Into Darkness first before I watched the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I went into that one blind, not knowing anything about it because it was just a random cinema trip. Loved it. So for me, I get it. Some people, always are upset when source material has changed, but I loved their chemistry. The main two guys.
Oh yeah,
loved them.
Zach Quinto and Chris Pine.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad film in any way, right? I'm not. But what I would say is the thing you missed out on by not knowing the original TV series, the original movies, was when Benedict Cumberbatch says, "My name is Khan." I didn't know that this was essentially the Wrath of Khan because I didn't read up on it.
Yeah.
That for me was just kind of like my put in that Vince McMahon gif. That was me. We're getting completely sidetracked.
Star Trek.
There's a movie you've put on the list, and I have to say, no disrespect to the filmmaker, no disrespect to the production team, the staff, everyone involved in the film. I have no interest in seeing Eddington because I don't want to relive the COVID-19 pandemic. Even now on YouTube, if I see a video that's like 5 years ago, I know it's just going to be, I'm going to be taken back to that point where it's like, oh.
Honestly, I think it really kind of steps into the pandemic and as well, Black Lives Matter within the first 15, 20 minutes of the film. That's really the setup. Yeah. I'm talking about setups. This film feels like a long setup, but I was hooked. Joaquin Phoenix, like one of my all-time favorite actors. Joker, I even loved the new Joker, was still great. Signs, he is a golden actor, and he carried this film as this cop, basically, of the town. He's been there for a long time, and Pedro Pascal, our favorite actor as well, is like the president of the town, but he's kind of pushing this COVID, mask stuff on him at the start of the film. Yeah. And the cop just snaps to go, Joaquin just snaps, goes, "I'm not wearing a mask. I'm an asthmatic. Actually, I'm going to be president, so we're not going to wear masks." And then they starts bickering with Pedro, trying to bury him and calling him like all this crap, making campaigns. It is so entertaining how he's trying to bury Pedro. And then like, I can't spoil it too much, but it just gets bloody and crazy from there and just tense, like to the point, like, I know you got Ari Aster who's done Midsommar and Hereditary, and you think that's what you're kind of going to get from this film, and that's what I was expecting, but it isn't. It's interesting like that.
I know you really liked it. I can't, and maybe I'm on my own on this.
You need to give that a pass and watch Eddington. Like the pandemic thing, it's not a huge thing. It is like, they wear masks and they cough every now and then, but that's it.
If you're telling me, because you and I are very similar in most tastes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll watch it and I'll let you know. I'm probably wrong, but I'll watch it.
I'd say like No Country for Old Men, that kind of revenge redemption influence, and their third act, again, I don't know what it is with these films lately, their third acts are just captivating. I didn't even know this movie was coming out.
I didn't until I read about it. Yeah.
I seen it, like I was about maybe a couple of weeks before it came out. It was a trailer that popped up and I was like, what is this? Like I just seen Joaquin with this huge like chain gun going, and I'm like, yes. I was like, sold.
Did anyone pick up on that? Like my face had to have done a chain gun, you say? I think I've got it completely wrong then. Yeah, it's just one of those things where maybe it has been tarnished by so many other people, but what's gotten me over the last 5-10 years of cinema for the most part is not what the message is saying, what socially conscious message is being said. It's the fact that there's one in every single film. You know, I'm glad that cinema is starting to turn around with movies like The Naked Gun, and things like that, where it's just have a ball, have an escape. But I am going to check this out because on paper, I mean, amazing director. There's no doubt about that. Amazing cast. I'll give it a look and I'll eat humble pie next podcast. Stay connected with us on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest movie news and your chance to score free movie tickets. If you're listening to the podcast, don't forget, the video version is up right now on our YouTube channel. And check out the Movieland Spotlight, where we sit down with the stars behind the scenes. Now, we're here to guide you through the best content to watch, whether you're planning a movie night at home or hitting the cinema. But first, let's check out what's playing on the big screen. If Josh Hartnett is not wearing a t-shirt over a long sleeve banger in this film, I don't want to know about it.
Right. Josh Hartnett is an assassin hired to kill someone on a plane.
Got it.
But the plane is also filled with assassins trying to kill them both. So the assassin and the person he's trying to kill. So both Josh Hartnett and the person he's trying to kill reluctantly team up, trying to kill all these assassins on a plane while it's in the air.
In the words of Homer J. Simpson, assassins. This is the kind of movie I'm talking about. Not, I you know me, I love movies that make me think. I'm a huge fan, but those movies like Snakes on a Plane, even John Wick. I mean, Bullet Train, man.
Yeah.
Assassins on a Train, and that's one of the best films I've seen in a decade. So, Fight or Flight, sign me up. Dude, you gotta reel this movie in because the original is just a seminal, undisputed classic.
I think you're going to kill me because I've always known what it was, but I've never watched it.
Clearly, you've got a rough idea of what Spinal Tap's about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You would think a movie like that is so in that only people that are musicians and touring managers and stagehands would get, but it doesn't. And when you wrap that up in the rock and roll skin that it has, Spinal Tap, there's a reason why it's so quoted. These go to 11. Could go out, have a bite. Those things, right? That's the three guys that are in Spinal Tap, the actors, Harry Shearer and the other two. Sorry, this bit of casual disrespect there to the other two leads. But I think they had to do another one or they were going to lose the rights to the name Spinal Tap. Although I don't think you're going to win any new fans because they need a new drummer.
Yeah.
That's all I know about this film.
Yeah, that's all I know about it too. It's something I'm not really Googling about, but I know the original This Is Spinal Tap was back at cinemas for the 41st, for some reason, 41st anniversary. I know we're having tiff about anniversary dates, but 41st is now on the point. And we have tickets to Spinal Tap 2 coming out soon, so I've got plenty of those to give away soon. I've got to hype this up. Paul Thomas Anderson, from my knowledge of his filmography, is There Will Be Blood. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
I am an oil man. I drink your milkshake. Yes, like I couldn't quit that enough. That film's great. Leonardo DiCaprio, I know, love him or hate him, I freaking love him. I can't say there's a film of his I don't like, so I'm automatically sold on this because if there's emotion, aggression, or despair, Romeo and Juliet, Titanic, Rickard type stuff like that, The Departed.
What's hitting Gilbert Grape? I'd be interested to know in the comments, is there a Leonardo DiCaprio film that you're not a fan of? Because I can't think of one.
Yeah, neither. Like, yeah, this one sells itself straight away. Like, he is a washed-up revolutionary living in paranoia off-grid with his daughter that he relies on. Now, when his evil nemesis resurfaces and kidnaps his daughter, he becomes radical, automatically excited, and scrambled to find her. And as he's facing some consequences of his past. Now, this one's in cinema September 25. I can't preach enough. This one's going to blow everyone's head off because the posters of this, Leo's got a huge gun. So it's like, it's just going to be like Leo with a gun and think of Romeo and Juliet. Like it's going to sell. It's going to be tragedy and he's going to sell it.
One battle after another. Runtime. Oh my God. Guess how long it goes for?
2.5 hours?
No, more.
What? Are you serious?
2 hours and 50 minutes. That was my point. It is a P.T. Anderson film. It'd be like me, uses 20 words when 3 would probably do. But that man knows how to use rolls of film. I think that's going to be Brim.
The thing is, most of these films, like not all of them, get approved for that runtime when it's worthy of it. And I believe Leo can sell this, on top of the card. And who else? You got Sean Penn in this film as well. I think there's a pretty solid cast on this one.
Leo, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Frankie Four Fingers. That's all Benicio del Toro is. That and a kind of Spanish version of Brad Pitt. Look it up, I swear. Big, bold, beautiful Drew Eddie. Journey.
Journey. Let's try that again.
We're not trying that again. I thought it was like some French movie like Chocolat.
Journey, chocolate. A big, bold, beautiful piece of chocolate.
I've just had the living Mickey ripped out of me now. Colin Farrell, brilliant actor. He cemented that iconic actor status in 3 different ways. He did it in Phone Booth that Joel Schumacher directed. Brilliant film. Then you've got Penguin, which he did.
Yeah, they've got Margaret Robbie from Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn. And this one, I just kind of looking at it like, I don't know, I see a door, umbrellas, Narnia vibes. Maybe Marty McFly might be there because this is time traveling into alternate universes. But the plot, through a surprising twist of fate, single strangers Sarah and David get to relive important moments of their respective pasts, illuminating how they got to where they are in the present. So whether or not this is a time traveling or alternate universes, that's the kind of vibe I got when just glancing at the trailer because I don't like spoilers.
At Movieland, we highly recommend checking out event cinemas across Australia. You can relax, unwind, and indulge in Gold Class, the first class cinema experience. With exclusive lounge access, in-seat service, and fully reclining seats, you can get the star treatment today. Or upsize your ticket with VMAX. Big screen, big sound, and big ways to upgrade your seat. With giant state-of-the-art digital screens showing the latest Hollywood blockbusters. And if you join Cinebuzz, you can earn points and redeem free movie tickets and save 10% on food and drinks. Join now and save at eventcinemas.com.au. Now for those looking to stay home on the couch with your streaming services connected, let us save your time clicking endlessly for something to appeal to you. Like, you know how you got to click through Netflix and it'll start playing a little clip of it? You're like, no. We're going to do that for you. Here are the highlighted new releases on streaming this month.
I love that. I actually hate how it plays those trailers now. It's just like, give me back the artwork.
You used to be able to go in and have it as a setting like pre-roll.
Yeah.
And you can't. And you can't skip to the next cell until it started playing a little bit. Netflix, get your Netflix together. Thank you.
Stop that. It's silly.
Now, were you the one telling me about Wayward? How good it was? Or is that someone else?
It's probably someone else, but it is an adaptation of Wayward Pines, this new one coming out, Wayward. And it is really good. There's 2 seasons that are already out. The first one has Matt Dillon from Something About Mary, and the second one has Jason Patrick from Lost Boys. So it's both series are heavily entertaining. This story kind of feels like that From series, if you've been stuck into that one, where basically they go into this town and then they kind of get stuck in the town, and it's like barricaded. There's like these fences around this huge town, and when they first, someone has I think at the start of the first one, Matt Dillon kind of has a car accident and then he wakes up inside of the town already and he gets assigned a house and he's like, why can't I leave? It's like you're kind of like in a system where you have to participate and do things, and the whole thing is trying to get out. And it seems that at nighttime, all these like monsters kind of come out and surround, try to get into the place, so they're stuck in this bubble of a town with like monsters surrounding it. But inside, everyone's crazy as well. So yeah, you can never leave.
That sounds good. I mean, the synopsis is something we've heard a few times before. You know, like even the Simpsons movie, WandaVision. I reckon I'd be into that because there's nothing more frightening. You could have a movie about being in the open ocean with megalodons that have somehow survived since the Jurassic period. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But the fear of being in a spot that you cannot leave, that's got to be, you know, a primal instinct. And just you telling me that, even without putting on the, in a world voice, it's kind of like, I'm definitely going to bookmark that. My God. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to fit that in because there's a bit of a favorite cartoon also coming back.
May I start this with good news, everyone?
Good news, everyone. Zombie. John C. Reilly.
Is not part of Futurama.
You do not. We don't need to sell it. I don't think there's a person listening to this podcast that did not cry when Fry's dog waited for him. Oh God, I'm getting emotional thinking about it.
Season 13, 10 episodes to binge watch instantly, September 15th on Disney+.
HBO Max is something that I started subscribing to only about a month ago. Quality.
Yes.
There's absolute quality on there.
Absolute quality. Movies, shows, everything's just building as well. Like, looking forward to more. And you got The Peacemaker on there as well.
You do.
But yeah, here's Task. This drama series now streaming with Mark Ruffalo, the Hulkster.
Yeah,
the Hulkster.
Yeah.
This one's great. Has the plot's about Mark Ruffalo, who's in a specialized task force to stop a violent wave of robberies. Turns out the guy behind the robberies is a nice little family man. So
we're talking about the what do they call that? The
Two-Faced. Double life.
Kind of. Double life, that's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Like True Lies. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, with Mark Ruffalo on his tail, I guess like this double life threatens to unravel everything around him. It seems tense and extremely hyped, so I'm excited. It's already streaming on HBO, so light it up tonight. And if you haven't got HBO Max, definitely grab it. There's more than you know on there.
That is not like a paid thing for me. Like, I bought it. I paid for it. And I'm glad I did.
As you said, streaming services are pretty packed. Some other brief recommendations I can suggest is The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox on Disney+. That one's based on a true story. Very entertaining. Obviously, you got Alien Earth on Disney+ as well.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah. I love what they're doing with it. We had this conversation last podcast on how can you take that franchise into a direction that isn't expected and fresh. And
it's doing it.
Alien Earth is very, very well indeed. John C. Reilly, I love you, man. That's a good one.
Make sure to check out our website at movieland.au, grab some merchandise, or check out the Movieland magazine socials with daily posts and recommendations. Win free movie tickets this month. We have Spinal Tap 2, A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and One Battle After Another. Don't forget to be kind, rewind, and do not do your homework without wearing headphones. Repeat.
And the kids will never know.